Good morning. My name is Vivette and I'm the director of the educational technology company Laser Systems and Laser Learning. We've been doing a short series on what does a quality assessment team look like. And today, the part of this that we're doing is achieving quality through ongoing standardisation. I am using my own experience as an assessor, team leader and IQA to highlight the key points of this topic. I myself do continue to train, mentor and assess and IQA on a regular basis. And I hope that this webinar will be helpful to you if you're not sure what you should be standardising, when you should be standardising, or perhaps you're setting up a new centre and just want some more advice and support. So, achieving quality through ongoing standardisation. Is your standardisation ongoing in your centre? Most training and assessment centres understand the importance of standardisation when we're starting something new, have new staff joining the team, or we need to address a training need. However, do we ensure we maintain standards after years of delivering the same courses and qualifications with the same team? Are we giving the same level of importance to standardisation as we should or as we have done in the past? Possibly for some, maybe too many of us, the answer to that question is no. Why is this? Most likely because we're all so busy. We talk to each other most days and tend to make assumptions about what the rest of our team would think in terms of the way evidence is presented or what evidence is required. But assumptions, however, can be quite dangerous. Standardisation must be ongoing. For this exact reason, we can never assume we know something, particularly if we feel unsure. Assuming evidence is acceptable can be to the detriment of our learners, and it's up to us to hold regular standardisation meetings to keep expectations fresh in staff members' minds. As a team, and management in particular, we need to find creative and interesting ways to deliver standardisation and also record all standardisation activities, no matter how big or small they might be. The regular changes to qualifications, legislation and standards of practice, these all need to be standardised. There are times when standardisation will be a top priority, particularly if there is an important change to any of the things just mentioned. But it must be ongoing and not only take place when changes happen. Standardisation is a continuous practice so that those involved can share their ideas, struggles and best practice in order to provide continued guidance and support for the whole team. Well, what should standardisation cover? It needs to cover a whole range of work practices and paperwork. We need to look at how do we write the work plan? How do we make sure that learners get consistent, good plans, covering everything that the centre needs them to know, they need to know for their qualification? How often should we have face-to-face contact with the learner? We can't have one assessor meeting their learners every day or every week and someone else meeting them every 2 months. That's not consistent quality across the board for all learners. How often do we have other contact, like telephone calls and emails? How long are we going to allow ourselves to assess and give feedback? What's our time frame? What have we promised the learner? What is the minimum CPD requirement as staff? And what is our sampling strategy? Meeting expectations. We need to be clear and consistent in all that we do, following the highest possible standards. Without spending time with others, talking with our team and advisors from our awarding organisations, and hopefully attending training and network events, how can we possibly know that we are delivering the qualification and meeting learner needs to the same expectations as other centres? If a learner comes to us, we hope that they're going to get the best possible training and the best learning experience. We might be able to offer better or more varied learning activities, a higher staff to learner ratio in training sessions, or a more engaging learning environment. However, we have to be sure their qualification is not easier or more difficult to achieve than if they did it with someone else's training centre. We have a standard to meet, and we need to be sure through standardisation that is what we are all working to. We have awarding organisation requirements, funding requirements, employer requirements, and then our own assessment centre requirements. All of these areas need to be looked at regularly and thoroughly. So, standardisation activities, what can we do? How can we keep them different and interesting and make people want to come and attend them and take part? Well, there's the usual, taking a unit or topic from a qualification and then gathering some learner evidence for that unit or topic and then comparing it as a group. Discussing whether it's enough evidence to meet the criteria and what wouldn't be enough evidence. Ensure that assessor judgments are consistent. When we sit and look at this piece of evidence against the criteria, do we all agree that that piece of evidence meets the requirement? And if not, are we agreed on what it doesn't meet and why? And are we giving consistent feedback to learners? We can read through the criteria and work on the sort of resources that could be used. If you're using an online program, which parts of that particular lesson are essential to meeting the criteria, which are fun to do, which parts in particular meet different learning styles. By going through these together, we can put a plan together to help different types of learners with different learning needs. We need to discuss any learning needs and how these are identified, recorded and supported. The learner needs might be language issues, a disability, problems getting to the centre. We need to make sure that we identify these, we record that these are issues, and we show how we're going to support that learner. We can create activities and tasks that will help learners meet a number of criteria in one hit, looking at holistic assessment. Create holistic assessment quizzes to get assessors recognising linked criteria to different units. There's no reason why in your standardisation meeting you can't, as a team, have quizzes and games that you create yourselves to help you learn the qualifications you're delivering. Do some role play. That's often a good way of really getting the message home to you about how it could be to be a learner, or how it is to be an assessor trying to talk to a learner that's struggling. Create some scenarios to discuss. And when you've done all these things, remember to record them. I think a particularly good idea is to get people to create a reflective account after a standardisation meeting, as each person is likely to have a slightly different area that struck them as important, and sharing those reflective accounts can help and support the whole team. They are a good reference point in the future too. Ensure your standardisation meeting notes are available to everyone and that you actively make any necessary changes highlighted in your meeting and address any specific concerns raised. The meeting is not there just to be recorded and show that we've done it. It's about making changes, putting good things into practice and acting on anything we've discovered. We have awarding organisation guidance, but how much do we use it? Awarding organisations provide guidance booklets on all aspects for qualification delivery. As you may be aware, at Laser Learning, we work particularly closely with NCFE Cash, and they have such booklets as Finding the Level, and I've put a link here for you so that you can also have a look at that. If we're delivering qualifications at levels 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, how do we know what the difference is? How can we be sure that we're meeting that need for the learner and not giving them something far too difficult for them? Using guidance from your awarding organisation like this is essential for your standardisation sessions as well. You must confirm you are working to the same standards as anyone delivering the same qualification, and awarding organisation guidance is the first step to ensuring this. It won't be just your centre using this guidance, it will be all centres delivering that qualification. Ultimately, we are all working together for the best possible learning experience for each and every learner, which means asking each learner to meet the same standards for achievement and implementing the necessary adjustments to ensure each learner is given the equal opportunity to do so. Ongoing standardisation is how we ensure our team is all working to this same goal. Well, Laser Systems here are the creators of the Laser ePortfolio and Professional Laser Lessons online learning resources. Our Laser short courses provide CPD training online and are written by occupationally competent experts in their subject area. The laser combines all your assessment, IQA and EQA needs with learning resources to provide everything you need to deliver compliant training. Our products are available across the UK and internationally. If you've enjoyed listening to this series and some of these things have made you think about what you're doing in your own centre, and you'd like some more guidance and more support, or you want to know anything more about Laser, the ePortfolio and online laser learning resources created by us, please contact me. I would be very happy to hear from you and talk through any concerns or questions about the portfolio that you may have. Many thanks for listening today, and we hope to speak to you again sometime soon.